I haven't been on that many podcasts. I've only been on like one podcast.
Oh, really?
Dude, and I was looking deep for one, but I think you do a lot of like
I do interviews.
Yeah,
I do a lot of interviews, and it's basically just set up with like Golden Boy. That's pretty much it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I hardly like. A lot of people hit me up on Instagram, and I hardly even get back to
Yeah.
them. Dude.
Yeah. I at least
them.
sat back. I remember when you did that one, I was like, fuck,
Yeah,
dude, that's
I've done
big
sat
time.
back. But he's a reporter, bro. He goes around to like different spots. And wherever we were like, there's like something going on, like events. He's always there, and he's always freaking doing his thing.
Dude, he's in the boxing community heavy, bro. He knows everybody.
He's been in there for 20 years probably.
Yeah.
If that.
Dude, I feel like a lot of fighters, like even when we were talking to Danny, he's even like, dude, I'm not a fan of doing like podcasts and shit.
Yeah.
He's like, is it a thing? Like you guys?
Yeah, bro. Like I don't really like going out doing interviews to be honest, but I'm very selective. Like just yesterday, I was looking at my DMs and there was a guy, and then he asked me, he's like, hey, bro, would you be willing to be on the pod, like a interview on your phone? I'm like, what the fuck? Because I'm like, I read comments. Yeah. It's bad, bro. Like I fucking hate reading comments, but sometimes they get the best of me. So I'm always reading comments, and a lot are negative. And this guy actually said a negative comment about me. No, and I was so close to screenshotting it and saying to him like, oh, ain't this you?
What's up
like
with this? Yeah.
But nah, I was like, you know what? I'm choosing peace today. I'm not gonna
There you go, bro.
Yeah.
That's gotta be hard, dude, to like get in like the mentality of like seeing people, because a lot of people talk shit on the internet. I don't even know if they would never say it to your face. I feel like a lot of people
they'll never say it to my face. Always behind. They're keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're keyboard warriors, so they're always gonna say, yeah, everyone has opinions, and it's all right. Like
everybody's an expert too.
Everyone's an expert too. Yeah, and they're fucking on the couch just watching like the fighting shit, and they're like,
no, he could have done this.
He could have done that.
I would do this. I'm like, bro, you guys never been in the ring. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of which, bro, like you had your fight. We were dude, we've been playing this shit,
like
bro.
Multitasking right now, and I'm a whole multitasker. But yeah,
have you had a chance to go over it?
Not with my team, but I've been over it with like I've watched it by myself. I watched it other places, and yeah, I mean it was a good fight. Good fight to take the cobwebs off, because it's been 15 months,
dude.
Off my last fight, and that's been the longest layoff I've ever had. And I had a major surgery. I was hospitalized due to a bad weight cut. And it all led to like this moment. And then I don't know if you guys saw my interview afterwards. I was just talking, and then like during that moment, I was just so happy. That whole week I was so happy leading up to the fight. Got the W. I got so emotional afterwards. I wanted to fucking cry, and I'm like,
nah, dude.
Hey, your coach never lets you, bro. Huh? Your coach never lets you.
Yeah, he don't let me. So he's like, hey, all right now. I'm like, oh, I fucking right.
Let me have it.
Yeah,
dude. And I mean, dude, with the crowd there, like knowing that like your SoCal fans are still there from Santa Ana, like, dude, I could only imagine the emotions you were going through.
Yeah,
bro.
So many emotions, just thinking about everything, and then like I really go into my faith, faith with myself, faith with God and stuff, and just thinking about, because that's what kind of busted me up. I was like, oh, like I want to thank God, and I just thought about like the whole 15 months of like me being in bed, or me going to therapy and being like, damn, when am I gonna fight? When am I gonna get better? Like, when is my arm gonna get stronger? And just being like, damn, when am I gonna fight again? Like, this is crazy. And then finally to start training, getting in a fight, and you're like, all right, I'm starting to feel those butterflies again, starting to feel those nerves, the excitement of getting a fight. It's been such a long time since I felt this. And then finally going to fight week. But during that fight week, like I was kind of feeling like shit because of the weight cut. And I'm like, damn, like I haven't done this in quite a while. And then from being, like after my surgery, I tried the best I can not to like balloon up in weight. But it's so hard not to, and especially when I have a cast on for 2.5 months, and you live like a regular person.
Yeah.
And then I kind of had to I enjoyed myself a little bit. My weight kind of shot up a bit. And then I was maintaining that weight for 4 months. And by the time I tried to cut it down, it was a little harder. And then my body just got adjusted to being a little bit fatter, being a little huskier. Yeah. Finally, like the whole training camp was so good. Got my weight down. I was prepped, everything. And then like the last 5 pounds really, really killed me. And then my body just started shutting down. I started seizing up. I passed out multiple times. And then my coaches were like, nah, like we're gonna take you to the hospital. And I was still trying to fight him, but I was delusional. I was like, nah, like I want to fight, like I'll make the weight. And they're like, no, like we'll get you. And then my hands started like seizing up all crazy. My lower back started feeling so achy, and I'm like, oh my God.
Were you like dehydrated too? You were just pushing yourself down.
Yeah, that's why. That's mainly why I was getting like that, because my body was shutting down. My kidneys were taking a big hit because of dehydration. At that point, like you're just sucking the water out of you to make the weight. Yeah, you're depleted in the sense like carbs and food, nutrients, but you're also depleting your body with water. And that's basically when you make weight. You just dehydrate yourself to make the weight, and then you balloon right back up after weigh-ins.
Damn.
Yeah, but my body was just, it wasn't used to it. So
Were you kind of glad like you didn't fight? Were you like
so
fuck?
I was kind of glad I didn't fight because my legs weren't under me. My legs were very weak. Like if you were like to push me, I'd probably like fall or something. And even if it was like the lightest shove or lightest push, then from there I was just like, oh dang, like it's kind of a good thing that I didn't fight, because if I made weight, I would have been so dehydrated, so depleted. And then by the time I like gained weight back, I don't think my body would have been 100% for the fight.
Yeah.
Well, they say a lot of that weight cutting, it really does affect you. Because I mean, a lot of people that, like you said, you ballooned up and then try to weight cut. That's so dangerous to your health, like over time as well.
Super dangerous. Yeah. Longevity. It's super dangerous.
Yeah.
You know, it's not healthy, but unfortunately it's been around for many years. And this is just something that you got to like consider when you're joining a sport, a combat sport, essentially. That like, I got to cut weight. I got to go to my weight class. I got to live like a healthy athlete year round. It's not just seasonal, because we're year round. We can fight on Christmas. We fight during Thanksgiving. It's, you know, you really have to dedicate yourself to it. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you don't really know what happens, but like when you go through a surgery, then that's when you're like, all right, let me live life just a little bit, because I don't know when I'm gonna fight. But that's kind of where I messed up a little bit, where I was like, nah, I gotta keep taking care of myself.
Gotta keep going. What would you do to recover after your dehydration?
Just stay off my feet, kind of just I was in bed
a
lot. I was couch, just kind of just hanging out, trying to stay off my feet, doing nothing too strenuous on my body. Really just properly put the right food. I wasn't drinking like soda or anything. I wasn't eating bad stuff. I just wanted to get the right stuff in my body, and then just kind of give time. That's all you really need, just time to give your body the full adjustment to getting back to a healthy state. And that was it.
Were you taking supplements still? Like
yeah, I was taking my multivitamins. I was just taking the basic stuff that I take.
You're a WBC champion?
No, I used to be the NABO WBO champion.
Okay,
it was a regional title that ranks you high to get up in the ladder, and I was ranked number 1, close to fighting Brian Norman, who was a champion at the time, but he lost to Devin Haney. I was ranked number 1, and then I got injured, and then I just, this sport keeps moving without you.
Dude, I was gonna ask you, like, how frustrating is it to watch? Because you're on layoff. You're just watching the divisions moving, and you're just like, motherfucker.
Yeah, that was just hard. That was something hard that I had to tell myself, like, and this is a sport, it's not gonna wait for you. It just keeps going and keeps going, and that's eventually how it is. If you get knocked off, or if you get put on the shelf for a little bit, it moves on. And me seeing myself, like, I would every other month I would see the rankings, and I'd be like, all right, I'm still number 1. I'm like, oh damn, I jumped to number 4. And then by like December, January, like, oh damn, I'm not even in the rankings anymore.
Damn.
And that was it was so frustrating. But I told myself, with one good win, or when I get back into it, then I'll be back to where I was.
So you didn't doubt for a second you'd be back. You were like, fuck.
No, I didn't doubt myself 1 second. I trust my ability. I trust in my coaching. I trust in my promotional company that they'll be the right steps to
God, faith,
exactly. Put my faith first.
Santa Neto fighters, bro. What a time to be a fan of like Santa Ana fighters right now, bro.
Especially with Danny Silva.
You guys are killing.
You guys are fucking leading it, bro. That's like, it's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's sick. A lot of our roots here in Santa Ana, it's freaking. There's so many people that, like, there's so much talent. So much talent here, whether it's a fighter or whether it's a business, whether it's so much, you got, like, I have friends that are like doing good for themselves too. And I'm like, dang, and so proud to say that we're from Santa Ana and we just had a vision and we chased that vision. And, nothing, in a sense, it's like for me, I'm talking from me, like I haven't made anything, I still look at my fights right now. I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Like, I shouldn't be getting hit. Like, have not made it in my book. Like, I still want the sky and beyond. But it's like, you got to take some recognition. Like, you know what? I've done very well for myself, and I've done so much, especially in my background. I didn't want to fight. I don't have any interest in any sports. I didn't want to go to school, and it's like, damn, what would I have been without boxing? But I took all my marbles I put all my marbles in one I'll put all my eggs in one basket, I should say. And I just stuck to boxing, a lot of hard work and dedication, and I've made somewhat of a name for myself here in Santa Ana.
That mentality, putting your eggs in one basket, a lot of people, they always say, no, you can't do that. But I think that, I mean, in order to be great in something, you have to. I remember watching Mayweather say, he had a quote. It's not his original quote, but it was like, he's all, you're a man of many trades, but a master of none, And it's like, dude, you kind of do have to put everything on one to stand out, especially in boxing, because it's like you can't be a plumber and then a boxer. You know?
Really, you can't really have another job. You can't have one foot in, one foot out. You have to be both feet in, and you gotta really put the sacrifices, put the reward, put the dedication into it, because you have to wake up early. You got to go run. You got to put your miles in. You go back, eat, take care of your body. You can't go back home and eat a dumb sandwich.
Yeah,
you can't
go to Banditos or some shit.
Exactly. You can't have any of that when you're in training camp. You gotta be very selective on the stuff you put back, because it has to be the right nutrients and the right stuff to put in your body for the carbs and whatnot.
And that's when nobody's watching too,
Yeah, when no one's watching too, because for any combat sports or any really professional sports, it's also important what you do outside of the gym, of practice or whatever you go to. You can't go back home and go party. You can't go back home and do dumb stuff with your friends. You got to go home, get your proper sleep. You got to be in bed by a certain time. It's just so much sacrifices, but it's so worth it at the end of the day.
The temptation's there though, huh?
It's always there. It's always there. Yeah. Temptation's always there. Yeah. And that's where you really have to stay grounded and, have that faith of like, no, like I'm doing this for myself, for my future family, and so much more.
What are the motivations for you to fight? Because, it is kind of difficult, I don't know, to wake up every morning and say, man, I'm here to like either beat the shit out of somebody or possibly take damage myself, as a profession, So like, what are the motivating factors for you? You mentioned faith and family, but like what makes you get up every morning and say, you know what, this is what I want to do. This is
really to win a world title. That's always been my dream. Yeah. It's always been my dream to be a world champion, and I'm very close to accomplishing that. So I think that's what gets me out of bed, to be one of the best in the sport. And I just want to be crowned world champion. I want to hear "and the new," and just it's gonna be so much. It's gonna be so worth it, And then the work doesn't even stop there. And then from there, there's another accomplishment that I have. It's whether to unify for a world title or defend my title multiple times, or move up a weight class. I don't know. There's so much stuff, but right now my main focus is to be a world champion, and that drives me, motivates me so much.
Sure. Dude, and that starts with this fight, bro. Like I feel like so you're out for 15 months, you win this, and it's like, do you feel like this is a new chapter?
That's definitely how I feel. It's another chapter in my book, especially whether it's there's so many chapters in books, and I feel like this is a different one for me. This is definitely a new chapter. I'm gonna keep improving, and I'm gonna keep showing it. And this fight, I do think you see some different wrinkles. There's some habits that like I need to get rid of, but for the most part, I definitely think it was a better performance. Given the fact that I was off for 15 months too. Right. But this is definitely a new chapter, and I think this is gonna be one of my best chapters.
Oh yeah,
dude. How did you feel? Like, dude, like, because I think in your interview you were saying like you watched JoJo Diaz. You were like watching him fight. You watch his success, and then you're in the ring with them, bro. Like,
it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Especially in boxing, you never know who you're gonna fight. You fight friends, and I would consider JoJo, a good friend, because I would look up to the guy. He was definitely a good role model. Me growing up, me being a prospect growing up, and I think I even fought one of his undercards too. He was the main event. I fought one of his undercards, and I would see him around, and I would always like say what's up, and he was always respectful. To this day, he's still respectful.
Right.
Always say what's up to him, take pictures with him. He became world champion. I was super happy for him. I was like, hell yeah. And then he started following like a dark path, and he would start hanging around with a lot of bad people. Alcohol was involved, drugs were involved, and you could just see the spiral that he was going in. I believe after his world title fight, he missed weight. He said that he was above 40 pounds above his weight class, and he had to cut all that. And then you could just see like the lack of motivation wasn't there for him.
All right.
And he was just spiraling down control. And then finally he said, all right, like I'm gonna give myself up to, to God and put everything I have into God. And, that's what I admire the most, him following something bigger than himself. And, it takes my hat off to him. And I even told him that like I was proud of him. And this is another chapter in his life too.
Yeah, I've seen the pre-fight. You guys had a lot of respect for each other. You guys were giving each other questions and stuff.
Yeah, it was a wholesome fight week.
Yeah, dude. To be honest. How hard is that to be like, dude, I'm gonna beat your
Yeah, you're like,
hey.
we're being friendly, but fuck.
It's business. It's business. You know, like I said, you fight your friends sometimes, or you fight someone that you grew up with, and at the end of the day, like we're in there to hurt each other. Because if I'm not hurting him, he's trying to hurt me, and I've been on both sides. I've been the victor, I've been victorious, I've been the winner, but I've also been the loser. And I know being the loser is 100 times more worse, or 100 times more emotions than being the winner.
Yeah. So with this fight, like, because this is his fight coming back, right?
I don't know. I think so. I think
yeah,
this
right.
coming back.
How would you grade that performance from, like, dude? Because it's like you were throwing power punches, bro, and he was just he just kept coming forward, and I was like, dude. Like, for someone that's been off.
Yeah, he was off for 7 months, I think. But his prior fight was to Regis Prograis, who's also another good fighter. He's a former world champion. And he hurt Prograis multiple times in this fight. And that's where you can kind of see, like, all right, like, there's still something there with JoJo. He's not like, a lot of people are saying he's washed and whatnot, but this fight just kind of just shows that, like, I was in there with the guy. I'm like, no, he's not washed. Right. He was trying to win some exchanges and whatnot, but he's a smaller fighter than me for sure. He would have a lot more success if he was going down in the weight classes.
Hey, what did you think when the ref kept flagging him for hitting you in the back of the head, bro?
Dude, I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, man, I was not happy about that. Every time you hit me back at the head, I'd look at the ref and I'd smile. I'm like
dude, I saw you smile, like you were like, what the fuck?
Like, you said you're gonna take a point away. Like, this is the 5th time he's done it ever since you made that. Not made that, but you told him something. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't agree with it. Yeah, I was very frustrated at times there.
Is it something that a lot of boxers you think are just used to, or you think it's just his rust?
So we're southpaw.
Yeah.
If I want to avoid his left hand, it's kind of hard, but hopefully they play this.
Right.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys play this. But when we're southpaw, he throws the left hand, and I kind of try to, like, duck it, trying to lean into, like, his shoulder. Sometimes it's my fault for ducking into, like, trying to avoid the punch and not get a clear shot. I kind of give him an angle where I rotate my head, and sometimes it does land on the back of my head. Sometimes those shots were a little my fault, but when I would try to hug him, that's already when not to throw a punch, and he would throw those punches and it would hit me in the back of the head. And that's when I would look at Ray Corona. I'll look at him like,
come on, bro.
Come on, dude. Like, I thought you were gonna take a point. Like, he's actually throwing them to hit me back there. Like, at that point, like, I'm trying to hug him and he's throwing those shots. Those are illegal rabbit punches. But
do those shots get you, like if it connects, or like, fucking yeah?
I felt it once or twice in this fight where I was hugging him and he threw like 2 shots, and I believe those 2 shots kind of not staggered me, but kind of woke me up a little bit and kind of got me a little dizzy, where I'm like, all right, like, yeah, those shots are landing illegally. Yeah. Like, I'm starting to feel them back there. But if he was a bigger fighter, a bigger puncher, then yeah, that would have been some trouble.
Right.
There's some fighters that don't come back from back headshots.
You don't. I'll give you an instance. Like, I fought Giovanni Santillan, and I was getting hit in back of the head. And again, it's southpaw against southpaw. Some of those shots were my fault. I was ducking, leaning into him, but sometimes I was hugging him, and he would hit me in back of the head. I don't know if they were intentional, whatnot, whatever it may be, but some of those shots actually did rattle me up, where I was like, oh shit, I'm starting to get really dizzy right now. I'm starting to get, my vision's kind of getting blurred, or not narrow. But it's the fight game, when you're in there against someone who's just trying to win, by any means, you see the opponent, and especially in the fight, I was bloody. The guy sends blood. Yep. He was swimming with blood in there. He was a shark trying to get me out and whatnot. But you think with
Santillan, like that, the back headshots affected the outcome?
Yeah, I think some of that was definitely in there. Yeah. The guy was strong, physically strong. He was putting pressure, and he was hitting me back of the head. I think there's a lot of variabilities in that definitely led to the outcome, but did his thing.
Yeah,
did his thing for sure.
So back to the JoJo fight. So you're off for 15 months. You get in there. How would you grade your performance? Would you say, I guess, scale 1 through 10?
7.5,
Yeah.
7.5. Yeah. I mean, I still think that I could do a lot better. Definitely gonna go back with my coaches and watch the fight, and then I know the stuff I did wrong. I want to give their input, and then I want to see. Really, just want to go back to the gym and just start working on the stuff that I need to improve on.
Right.
Was there a moment you thought like, all right, I got him. This is my fight.
I mean, JoJo, like I knew he was gonna be tough, and he's never been like knocked down. He's been stopped. Where I even kind of questioned the stoppage. It was like, all right, he was like a little staggered, but it's nothing where like they're like, oh, that's it. Like stop the fight. JoJo, very durable. He takes good shots. He gives a good shot back, and in this fight, I just wanted to like demonstrate that I could box. Not just banging them. And I was demonstrating that really good. So I was tagging him with so many good shots. And I'm like, damn, like these shots aren't hurting him. Like either they're hurting him and he has a good poker face, or they're not phasing him at all. Well, I'm like, damn, this fool's actually taking.
Did that kind of scare you? Or you're like, fuck, dude?
No, I didn't know. No, not at all. Like I didn't go into the fight thinking I'm gonna just like not blow him away. Like I knew he was gonna be there. And I already knew if I stick to my game plan and just kind of box him, keep moving around, not giving him like that many moments. Like I was gonna win the fight.
Yeah, so because he's a world champion, Olympian fighter.
Yeah.
So like now that you have the W under your belt with JoJo, what does that mean for like your career? Are you like pretty stoked? Is it a
pretty
ladder?
stoked. Getting a former world champion, fighting someone that's been in there with the best, literally, and he's been an Olympian. He has that pedigree. It just it catapults me up. It gets me more experience that I could, hang with some of these guys, and beat the guys. So yeah, it just definitely builds me off a lot of momentum.
And then it finished, and you called out. Who did you call out? You called out Ryan Garcia.
Called out Ryan.
I like that one, dude. Yeah,
dude, that was fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, man, that's someone I do want to fight. I respect Ryan. He's a good fighter. He did his thing against Mario Barrios. I was there. He looked fast. He looked strong. But I believe I'm one of the next up guys to be fighting for the world title. I just want to fight any world champion, to be honest.
Right.
That's my dream, and I definitely do believe I belong with those guys.
So if you fight, like if you were to get that fight with Ryan Garcia, how do you see it playing out?
It's going to be a very good fight. Ryan's very aggressive. I think if I could take his aggressiveness away and don't give him that much confidence in there, I think a lot will go benefit to me.
So you put your name in the mix, and I think you even said Barbosa, right? Like you wouldn't mind fighting Barbosa.
Yeah. So when I got hospitalized, I took a week off the gym. I went back to the gym, started working out, started training, and then my manager / coach, he got the call saying, like, hey, there's a possibility that we might fight with Arnold Barbosa in the main event, the Honda Center. And I'm like, I'm perfectly healthy, my weight's good, and I don't want to let the momentum from a 10-week camp just go out the door. Actually, I told them I'm in. Let's negotiate it. And negotiations fell through. Arnold went with Kenneth Sims for whatever reason. So I was like, all right, well, I still want to be put on the card. And they were trying to find an opponent, and they found JoJo. JoJo said yes, and then that was what happened. So after the dub, they even told me like, hey, would you be willing to go up and like kind of like have a showdown with like, not showdown, but like go up and just call out Arnold? I'm like, hell yeah, 100%. Like he's a top player now in the 147 division. And like I said, I want to fight the best, whatever's going to get me to that world title. That's all I want.
So if Golden Boy called you and said Ryan Garcia or Barbosa, who you choose?
Oh, Ryan Garcia, no questions about it.
No doubt.
He's a WBC world champion, yeah.
And he likes to put his hand down, so he already knows.
Yeah, I already know. Yeah. And if Ryan Garcia and Barbosa fight, like, what do you think about that? Would that be a good match, you think?
Yeah, definitely be a good matchup. I think, I want that fight first with Ryan Garcia. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if Ronald gets it, then so be it. It's also God's plan, whatever it may be, and then that's where I'll just go. But I think that'll be a good fight.
Yeah. Guriel, is there still like unfinished business with that? Guriel,
yeah. I think there's unfinished business there. Yeah. Especially, I heard he's gonna have a interim world title fight, which is good for him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's some unfinished business there that we could definitely run down the line. I think not even for the fans, for us. We're both top players. We're top ranked fighters in this sport. I think he's ranked number 9. I'm ranked number 9. He's ranked number 8. I think we're we're right there, and I think there's just something between us, that pride, the competitiveness inside us, that like we need to run that back, because I thought I won, he thought he won. You know, when a draw like that, when a draw happens, you know, people are gonna say he won, I won. It's like we won't really know till we run that back.
You gotta run it back, bro.
So yeah, no, that's something definitely that would happen in the future.
Yeah, dude. And dude, who's number one right now?
Number one, I mean,
Who is it?
The division's getting stacked now. You know, you got
it's fucking stacked.
Yeah,
dude.
you got Ryan Garcia, who just became a world champion. You got who else is a world champion? Devin Haney, who's a world champion.
Devin Haney.
Rolly Romero, who's a world champion. Lewis Crocker, who's the IBF world champion. So there's a lot of
Can any of those fools get it from you or what?
Anyone, bro. Like I said, just, hopefully anyone just gives me my time, my opportunity. That's all I want, really.
So after this one, if Ryan Garcia would possibly be a name, is there someone else you like? If that doesn't go through, is there a ladder like okay, I have to fight somebody else? Is there like another name? Like obviously there's Barbosa, there's Ryan.
I don't really care who I fight. If that ladder to get there has to make sense, you know, as far as like if it catapults my name up there to going to fighting for a world title, if it's like an eliminator, what sort? Then yeah, I'm 100% jump on that, you know, and that's where I leave like all the faith in my coach Hector Lopez, to really get me there, and also Golden Boy, who's doing a tremendous job. You know, I always thank them to fight on the zone. It's a blessing, but I have the full confidence in them that they'll get me there.
Right.
How much does influencer boxing like play a role in this and like getting up to the ladder, you know?
How much is what?
Influencer boxing, like, you know, like how there's boxers out there that are, dude, they're like they're social media boxers. Bro, they're not necessarily maybe putting in the work way you would.
Now we live in the world where it's all social media now.
Yeah.
That's how you stay relevant in this sport or in anything now, you know? And a lot of streamers, influencers are doing that transition into boxing, and really they have the platform because they have TikTok, they have YouTube, they got all that, so that brings many viewers, many eyes. And boxing, like any other business, you know, it brings money to it, so it makes sense, and they fight, but it does definitely bring a lot to the table.
It brings viewership for sure.
Brings viewers for sure.
But I feel like it kind of silences like the grinders out there, you know.
Silences me, yeah. Silences like me, people like me who just put my head down and work. I'm on social media, but I'm not on it like that, which I do need to. But I'm like, I don't.
That's what sucks, because you're from we're like from the era. You're 28.
I'm 28. Yeah. So it's
mean, you've had like, you know, a phone and an iPad, you know, for the most part, but it's like you start off boxing without all the social media platforms and all that. And so you start with the passion of fighting, and then now you have to transition, and it would be like, bro, I have to have the camera on. Oh, today, guys, I'm here.
I'm not used to that, nor do I like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I got to really hire people to possibly be doing that for me. But who knows? Like, I don't even want that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be organic and me engaging with the fans and not someone running my account.
Yeah.
But with that, you have to be constantly on Instagram. You have to be making another platform to really market yourself, and that's something that I really, really have to do.
Yeah, because I feel like I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't know about Ryan Garcia until he started popping off on Instagram and all that shit. Like I didn't even know who he was, and I feel like that just kind of helped him get to where he's at. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not a boxer, but is it really skill, or is it hype,
bro? And he's gonna be. I'm not going on the pod, dog.
Invite him. I bet he'll do.
He
it.
definitely has skill. I mean, you have to have skill.
You have to have
skill to become a world champion. But it also depends on like the marketing you bring, and the eyes you bring, the views you bring, and he has all that. So I definitely think that was on his side. But you have to have skills to become a world champion.
So what do you think of like Jake Paul and like his influencer shit? You know,
at first I wasn't very fond of it. I was like, come on, bro. Like, it's kind of from a YouTuber to becoming up now, it just kind of puts an embarrassment in our sport. Like, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of the stuff that he's done, like some of the footage he's done, and he actually puts in the work. So it's like, all right, this guy just doesn't want to do it just for clout or just say like, oh, I'm a boxer. He actually puts in the work. So I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, maybe he could start boxing, but as far as him being a boxer and being a world champion, I don't see that at all.
Yeah.
But and then also him bringing different eyes to the table, like bringing the TikTok crowd, bringing all the influencers out. It's like, all right, that's definitely good for boxing because these guys don't know anything about boxing. So if there's a Jake Paul fight, I've been to a Logan Paul fight because my brother Ronny Rios was actually on the undercard of a fight like that.
Yeah.
So the diehard boxing fans, they only go mainly for like the main event. They only go for like the co-main event, main event, and then prior to that, like the undercard fighters, they don't get no love because no one really knows who they are. So for when I went to the Logan Paul fight, it was already getting packed. And my brother was like one of the early fights. They still had like another 4 more fights for Logan Paul to come out. And I looked around, I'm like, damn, these are all young kids and whatnot. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, maybe this kind of is good for boxing. Because all it takes is for like those little kids or like the other crowd, like who knows nothing about boxing. When they go into a boxing fight, they actually see someone who's really good and dedicated to the sport. They're like, damn, I like this guy. So I want to start following him around, see how he's doing in his career. It's in that sense, it's really good for boxing because you get more fans.
So do you think a fighter can be a champion like without social media, or do you, it's kind of hard?
No,
like do you think they have to be seen?
Yeah, I think they have to be seen, definitely. But like I said, your skills is going to back up in the day. To become a world champion, you do need the skills. And having eyes on you, having all that around you, it does definitely boost you up there. But to win a world title, you have to have skills. You have to have discipline, the sacrifices. You have to have talent to get there.
Yeah, because like Jake Paul, dude, like he went to fight Anthony Joshua, albeit it was at a higher weight class.
He had heart,
yeah.
He had
He
heart.
got rocked, yeah.
He had heart. He had courage to take that. And, you know, he doesn't need to take that. He didn't need to take that at all.
No.
Man's a multi-millionaire, you know. He has so many businesses that he runs and does all this stuff. He doesn't need to be taking fights like that. And that's another thing. Like, hey, credit to Jake Paul. He took the fight. Yes, it was for 90 million, 90 plus million.
Say, bro,
I'll take that fight too. Shit.
But what side of the jaw was it?
Yeah, but he doesn't need to put his body through all that, through the rigorous training, and then going into the ring and fighting a former world champion and fighting a guy who's 6'3", all muscle, yoked up,
looks like a Greek god, bro.
Who looks like a Greek god. And yeah, I don't know about all that. If I had that much money, I'm like, nah, I don't need to do all that shit. Like I really have it worked, but.
What do you think of the whole like? Because you know how like Conor McGregor crossed over to boxing.
Yeah.
What do you think of crossovers?
Crossovers are definitely sick.
Would you accept a fight from a UFC fighter? Like
it depends who, like Ile Topuria? Hell yeah, I'd fight him.
Dude, I heard he wants to get like Zuffa boxing or some shit.
Zuffa, oh well, that's what Dana White. So.
Yeah,
and it makes sense for. It makes sense for like Dana White UFC fighters to want to go to transition to Zuffa because it's still with Dana White and the company. That makes sense. So I don't think Dana White would let something happen where like their top fighter fights someone that's not with Zuffa. I don't think Dana White would allow that.
Yeah, because I know Dana White after the fight night with Danny Silva on the card, he was in an interview and they were talking about they asked him about crossovers. He's like, man, crossovers suck. He's like, and the only reason why is because it's all about the money. Yeah. And it's not about the best fighter fighting the best fighter.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think? Do you think it's all about the money then?
Sometimes that's what kind of like separates the biggest fights getting made. It's due to money. Because in the day we're entertainers. You know, we put our lives on the line. This is how we do. This is how we make our living for our families, for ourselves. You know, we have to get paid. And sometimes when the best fight the best, there's not enough money to be put up front there. So that's why a lot of people get rejected. That's why a lot of people, the fights fall through and whatnot. Sometimes it is money and sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have to fight just for the pride and for the accomplishments.
Hey, I hope Topuria is watching, bro.
Yeah, man, that's an idol. That's an idol of one of mine, you know, because I love UFC. I don't like any other sports. I don't like any sports, bro. I don't watch any sports.
No way,
I just watch boxing and UFC. Yeah. And at times I watch UFC more.
No way, bro. Yeah. Yeah. What do you like about the UFC? Is it just it's greedy?
I like everything. You know, I don't like when they wrestle. I don't like when they grapple and they go down. Like I saw the Oliveira fight versus Max Holloway. I mean, it's strategic. That's everything that Charles needed to do to win, but you know, as a fight fan, I'm like, no, get a fight standing up.
Especially for a title that's called BMF, bad motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't just wrestle your way to win that title. But there's so much that I like about boxing. I mean, about UFC, even the productions, like the embedded. Like I wish boxing had some of that, like where it follows the boxer in their day-to-day lives.
So like a lot of people debate. I feel like oh, MMA's better, boxing's better.
No, boxing's better.
Yeah,
Boxing's better, hands down.
Why do you say that? What makes you say that?
I just think, I mean, there's so much, to be honest, with boxing. It's been around forever, and UFC, hands off to them. Like the top 5 fighters do fight each other over and over and over, and that's the best fighting the best. But boxing, it's been around for ages, and I don't know, maybe I'm being biased, but I love boxing way more, and I just think it's a lot better with everything, with the competitiveness and everything.
Mm-hmm. Do you think boxing can still learn something from the UFC, like you said, production wise or something?
Production wise, yeah, I think definitely they could have their production maybe a little better. Like I said, it'll be sick. Like if Golden Boy does a day-to-day life, and Golden Boy does do that. They come to my gym, they come to where I need to go. But like if they follow you by the time you wake up, by the stuff you need to do by the end of the day, that'll be pretty sick. Just give you a day in the life.
Hell yeah. I want to go back to Danny Silva for a little bit. Have you guys ever met?
No, I never met Danny. No, I never met. But I started seeing him on Instagram, and I think his cousin, Aaron Vargas, he's up northern. He lives up northern. He went to our boxing gym, and he was good. I'm like, damn, like, where are you from? Like, I'm from up northern, but I'm moving here with my tia, and my cousin. And my cousin's actually a UFC fighter. His name's Danny Silva, and that's why I started hearing about him. I'm like, oh dang, like that's dope. He's like, is he like in the UFC? He's like, no, he'll be there soon. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's cool. Because a lot of people are, from our MMA fighters here, and they're on their way there. You got Richie Miranda, who's also there too. Machete, Danny Silva, who's in the UFC now. There's a lot of tons of talent. And then I started just seeing Danny. I followed him on Instagram, starting to see his progression, and man, super happy.
Dude, that'd be sick. You guys get in the gym, because he boxes like that's what he does.
He boxes.
You guys could get in the gym and
just don't tell him to take me down and wrestle me and shit. I'll lose right there.
You're like, hold on.
I'll lose for sure. But that'll be something sick, like a little collab.
Hell yeah, bro.
Not just that, like iron sharpens iron. You know?
Yeah.
He's very passionate when he does. He wants to be one of the best, and the UFC, I want to be one of the best in my division in the boxing. So I'll be sick.
Dude, that'd be sick for Santa Ana too, dude. Like,
heck yeah.
Dude, we should fucking film that for them, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get it, bro. Get you guys in the gym.
That'd be sick.
So Santa Ana, representing Santa Ana and all that, getting the dust out. What does that mean to you, bro? Representing, you're back at it. You're fucking. How do you feel now about it?
And you have a whole city behind you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very grateful that the whole city's there behind me, watching me, supporting me. It's definitely dope. I started when I was 12 years old, never pictured myself walking around and, walking to like random spots in Santa Ana and people just recognizing me, saying like, hey, el boxeador, Rocha, no? I'm like, yeah. So that feels, it's surreal. And even to this day, I'm still like, damn, like people want to take pictures with me. That's crazy.
Dude, even the other day, I think you posted on your Instagram yesterday or a couple days ago. You were eating at a restaurant and
yesterday I went to Rubio's. I want to go get me and my fiance something to eat, so I just went really quick. I got my ordered, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna just take off. And like I look at the guy and he's looking at me, and then I look back at him again. He's like, hey, Rocha, what's up, bro? Like you got down last Saturday at your fight. Like we went. I'm like, oh shit, like that's sick. And then he brought like his whole family. Like it was just him and his wife there. And I was like, oh, dope. It's like, yeah, me and my boys went, and like 10 other people showed up.
He fucking whistled.
He
whistled, and the van pulled up.
They pulled out of nowhere, like, hey, boys. But they all pulled up, and I'm like, oh shit. And we all got a picture. But like stuff like that's super cool, man. Like
it kind of reminds you of like where you're from and like the people around it.
And how we're supportive and hardworking. Just want to be an example or like a good role model. Just like people, not even boxers, or just like anyone that's coming up, whether they're trying to pursue a degree or other sport and something. Just to believe in yourself, really. Yeah.
And I noticed you do that. You go to like schools and do
I go to career days. I go to a lot of career days. I just went to Greenville this last Friday.
Nice.
I'm going to Washington next Wednesday, and I'm going to McFadden, which is my old intermediate school. I think later this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You went to McFadden.
Yeah, career days always, like, I'm very grateful. Like they reach out to me, and it's cool too. Like going and talking to the kids, and it's always exciting too because I bring one of my belts. And every time I like unravel, like I always have it in like a little, not a briefcase, but like a little pouch.
Yeah.
And by the time I take it out and I show them to them, they're like, "Oh no!"
I've never seen one of
Yeah,
those.
they look at me and they're like, "Who the hell is this kid? Who the hell is this guy?
Why does he have one?
Yeah, and then I pull out the bell and they're like, "No way!" They all get hyped.
I was
It's crazy.
like,
It's the
"He's
funniest
him."
thing. Yeah. I just pull out my belt and they all hype. It's crazy. And then I give it to them passing around. And it's a pretty heavy belt. So they're like, oh, dang, like this is heavy. Yeah, it's cool.
That would have impacted you too, you know? Like, I'm thinking about that right now. I'm like, dude, if I was a kid, I'm sure if you were a kid and you saw the belt in front of you as a kid and somebody holding it, you're like, holy shit, I want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been like, oh, dang, like this guy made it to do something. Then like I could definitely.
Dude, I mean, you came up from Santa Ana. I mean, it's not an easy city to come up from, bro.
Yeah.
Like how did that craft you into who you are today, bro? And like,
yeah, I mean, like you said, it's not an easy city to come out, but like even growing up, like I was hanging out with a lot of bad kids, a lot of cholos, and these guys were like shaved head, and I was like, what the heck? I've never seen that before. And we're in 6th grade, like how these kids like shaving their head off like that. I'm shaving the freaking hair completely off their head. And I'm like, dang, like how your parents let you do that? But I started hanging out with them, some of them, because some of them were in my classes, and I started hanging out with them, and these guys were getting fights, and me giving the background that my brothers were boxers, and they would always fight, and I would go to the gym with them sometimes. Like I kind of knew how to fight, and it was kind of like cheesy, but like I have it in me, it's in my blood to like want to fight. So I actually get in fights in school. And yeah, it was just all bad, you know.
damn, you were fighting in school, bro.
Yeah, I was fighting in school. I was actually suspended a couple times for fighting.
Yeah. What was it over? Do you remember?
Little dumb stuff, bro. Dumb stuff. Yeah, like you want to make, like you're young, and you want to make a name for yourself in front of your friends and stuff, and especially like that crowd. Like these kids were like in crews and whatnot, and like I don't know, it was just like to make yourself look cool too. Yeah. So I'd fight, and I remember one time, I don't even know how this came about, but like some kids, one of my friends, and like cholillos, and they're like, hey, like car wants to get down with us, like the school car.
Yeah.
So I'm from McFadden, school car, like the opposite, like cholos and stuff. They're like, oh, like we should have a rumble, and like I don't even know how the hell it came out. It's so dumb looking at it now. We're little kids at the time. But I remember me and my friends were like walking around, like recruiting little kids, like, hey, you wanna get down with like us against other kids?
Let's do it.
And then like they lit like a certain day for it. And I remember like after school, like the whole school basically knew, the principals knew something was up. So like they went to go, and like we met up like kids from car. And I don't know if you ever remember, like their dress code was like white and blue. So they were white shirts, blue pants, and like all these kids like coming at us, and we're like, "What the fuck? Like this is actually gonna happen? Like we're actually gonna fight?" But like school security came, and like they broke everything up. Yeah.
So like, let the Royal Rumble happen.
Yeah, basically the Royal Rumble happened. Dude, and then the next day, I pull up, like I go to freaking school, and then the principal's like, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "Why? What happened?" And then they pull me up, they sit me down like with the other like teachers, and they're like, hey, like we talked, we knew about yesterday, we knew the whole thing, and like a lot of kids said that it was your idea to start the fight. Bro, I'm like, what the hell?
They fucking sneaked you, bro.
They sacrificed you, bro.
I was like, and I didn't say anyone else. I'm like, nah, that wasn't me. Like I heard it from like word of mouth, and I didn't even know who brought it up, and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And they ended up suspending me for like 5 days.
Dude.
Yeah, were your parents pissed or what?
Oh, super pissed. And then I was like, dang, like I was so stupid. I didn't even get in a fight.
Yeah.
And I got suspended for 5 days.
Yeah. Dude, I never understood why they suspend kids for that. I'm like, bro, the punishment is keep them in school, man.
Keep them in school. And you take them home. Yeah.
It's a vacation.
Yeah. I think about it.
So was your brother, Ronny Rios, because I know he was boxing and stuff. Was he the one that got you really into it?
Yeah, he was the main one to get me into it, because growing up, I was like 6 or 7, and they started fighting in tournaments, and we'd go to like Kansas, we go to Missouri, we went to Texas. Yeah, because like my family was very supportive of Ronny, because Ronny was so close to making the Olympic team. So we went to Texas, and we went to Olympic trials, and he was so close to making it, came up short, but you know, he had a stellar amateur background, and we'd go everywhere to see him fight. But I used to hate going, man. I used to freaking just want to be home playing PlayStation. I want to be just,
hell yeah.
I want to be playing
Tony Hawk or some
Tony
shit.
Hawk, Pro Skater. all the names, Halo, all those games, yeah, Call of Duty.
Yep.
I wanted to play all that, but I'd be dragging to watch them, and then once they were done, I was like, okay, we can go home now.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly it was to lose weight at first. It was to lose weight. Part of it was because of also hanging around with the wrong crowd. I was getting suspended, and my mom was like, no, like you gotta like go with your brothers and stuff. So I was like, all right then.
Damn, so boxing was kind of meant for you, bro.
Yeah,
it was in your path the whole
it was
time.
my path the whole time. And then I just started training. I used to go with my brothers all the time, and I started liking it. I started losing weight because I was 11 years old, turning 12. I was like 205 pounds, 210 pounds.
No way, bro.
Yeah, bro, I was a fat kid. Yeah.
Damn, your mom was feeding you all the tacos.
Oh,
and,
bro, anything inside, anything I wanted, they'll give me. And yeah, I was freaking fat, bro. And then they were just feeding me all kinds of stuff, and I shot up in weight, and I had high cholesterol. I remember they were telling me I was on the verge of having diabetes if I didn't stop. I was like, shit. So yeah, maybe I should start losing weight. And then I lost like 60, 65 pounds within 6 months.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and this time I was starting to spar too, and I was doing really good for myself sparring. And I'm like, damn, it's kind of dope.
Yeah.
Like beating someone up, but it kind of sucks getting punched in the face. Yeah.
What was it as a kid that you were eating? Like you were like, damn, I fucking love this shit.
Soda.
Yeah,
I drink so much soda. I'd probably drink like a liter of Coke a day.
God damn, that'll do it.
Yeah, I drink no water whatsoever. I would just drink so much soda, to be honest. Well, it wasn't even soda. It was like other stuff too, like Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, that's some good shit right there.
That's great shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You didn't dilute it with water or nothing, just straight up.
Hell no. Yeah, the whole gallon, I was just chugging that.
So with all the Santa Ana influence and stuff, who was the influence? I might have missed this part, but who was it that was influencing you as a kid? You know, going from the brawls and all that to say like, you know what, now I'm seeing that, and I know you have your brother Ronny.
Yeah, both my brothers, Ronny Rios and Salvador Rios. Salvador Rios fought for a little bit, and then he kind of like hung up the gloves early. But yeah, they both shaped me into it. Like Ronny was doing so good as a prospect. You know, he's fought for the world title 3 times as a professional. He's came up short, but just to show you that he keeps coming back, the resilience in him to really just take an L and then dust off and come back a little bit better. You know, that just shows a lot about him. And then Sal, during the time, my brother Salvador, by the time like I was starting to lose weight, this guy would make me do like the craziest things to lose weight. Like he installed that hard work in me at an early age. Like I just wanted to go for a quick run. This guy wanted me to do like timed sprints and do 4 miles. And like at the time I hated him, but like it installed that hard work in me. Now think about it. Like he would make me do pull-ups, push-ups at 12 years old, doing all this work. He would make me jump over trash cans and go do sprints. And yeah, just thinking about it now, I'm like, damn, this guy was pushing me. I mean,
were they hard on you?
Maybe it was child abuse or something to a certain degree, but
to a degree, fuck yeah, bro.
But now looking back at it, like from there, like once I started fighting, and like when I was 13, I won like national tournaments back to back. I went to Russia, Italy, Germany, Ukraine, represented Team USA as a junior. You know, then you look back and like, damn, maybe that was worth it. All the stuff they would make me do, because I was beating these kids up. I was stopping them, knocking them out. You know, making it look kind of easy.
So it sounds like they were hard on you. Like you were the little bro, right? Too.
Yeah, I was the little bro, so they were very hard on me. My mom and my dad had divorced, so I would go with my dad sometimes, but for the most part, I would stay at home and with my brothers, because, you know, I just want to hang out with my brothers. I thought they were the coolest people in the world, and, you know, they were boxers. They took me everywhere, so that was cool. And then, they would we just live, sleep, breathe boxing.
So did you kind of miss out on a little bit of childhood, you'd say?
I missed out on all my childhood. Yeah, I missed out on all my childhood.
It was all dedicated to fighting.
Yeah, I don't look back and be like, oh, I should have done this. Yeah. You know, I give advice to like my younger brother when he was in school, and be like, hey, dude, like, make sure you go to dances, because that's something I missed. Like, I was always hanging out. I mean, not always hanging out. I was always training and not hanging out with my friends. And, you know, that's something that you just got to really do, like live your childhood the best you
Yeah.
possibly can. Because I didn't live my childhood.
So
I was
you-
always training.
So you weren't hanging around at the block or the main place mall with the rascals and shit.
Nah, dude,
bro.
I wasn't. Nah, I was like the rest of everyone.
That's what we were doing, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, I walked the block the other day, and I'm like, damn, this place used to be so fucking cool. And now it's like a kind of a dump.
Yeah,
It's not a
Dude,
dump,
that-
but it's
I
like-
feel you, bro. It changed,
dead,
Yeah,
bro.
how much has changed? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, this place wasn't popping back like it did 10 years ago. And
Dude,
whatnot.
it shit used to be crowded, bro.
Yeah.
So like, what's in downtown? We'll talk about downtown Santa, or you know what, Santa Ana in general.
Yeah.
Best taco spot.
Bandito.
Yeah.
Bandito.
Hell yeah, bro.
best. Yeah.
Shout out to Bandito.
Shout out
Taco.
to Jesus, to George. Shout out to all those guys, man. Yeah, Bandito. for
Even
sure.
with the tacos cholos coming
I've
in.
never tried it.
Yeah.
I've never tried
Yeah.
it, but I gotta definitely try it too.
They're good. They're good.
Yeah.
They're from Anaheim though.
For Anaheim,
you know?
yeah. I should have stayed in Anaheim.
Yeah, you
I'm
know,
kidding. Nah, I heard many good things. One of my friends just sent me a DM yesterday of like him being in. He's not even from here. He's from like India or somewhere far, and he
Right.
sent me a Snapchat like, "Hey, I'm in your hood trying these tacos out." I'm like, yeah, like I've never tried them, to be honest. Every time I want to go, it's always packed, always a big line. So I'm like, nah, I'm not trying to wait. all
Yeah,
that.
it's good. If you do go there, what is it? The Papa Loca?
Papa Loca's good.
Oh yeah, that's what he got too. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what he told me to get.
It's
Like,
fucking. It's pretty
But
good.
Bandito's fire because I just like all the
I
salsa.
love
They
the
hook it up,
molitas,
bro.
Yeah, the molitas and all that. The
Molitas
vampiros,
are fire.
yeah,
They,
bro.
they do it the right way with the guacamole too and stuff.
Oh,
It's
bro,
fucking
it's so
bomb,
bomb,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's
bomb.
your favorite place to eat after a fight camp, bro?
Favorite place to eat? Oh man.
Or
I
after a fight in general?
After a fight, shout out my boy Lamson, Kaizen, Shabu Shabu.
What? Yeah,
I
yeah.
love going to Kaizen, bro. Like,
What's up, Lamson?
I know.
Shit.
Shout out to him. I love going there. Like, I need to go there with my squad. Fucking
Man, every
going
time I go there, that motherfucker always gets a sake out and nonstop,
and
bro.
puts it in the spoon. Huh? Yeah. He puts it in the spoons. Like, take this. I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
I'm like, bro, it's a Tuesday. I've been trying to chill. Yeah, he's definitely fucking.
He got that new spot, Sonder, too.
Sonder too. So after my last fight, earlier in the week, my one of my coaches, Robert, he's like, hey, like Lamson, like last minute thing, like Lamson wants to sponsor you. I'm like, oh hell yeah, like he's always every time we go on the house, everything. I'm like, nah, bro, let me pay. He's like, nah, it's on the house. You're like, you're a guy and whatnot. I'm like, cool. It's like, if he wants to put a patch on my shorts, I'm like, oh, I'm down. So we got a patch on my shorts, and then he's like, hey, Lamson, like, would want you to do like an after party, and he's like, he'll clear out the majority of the people and be like, hey, Lex is coming for an after party, invite who you want and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like I'm down, like hell yeah. So like after my fight, we went to Kaizen, we ate there, got a good grub there, and then from there we went to Sonder. And then we're just hanging out in Sonder for a little bit until like I got a little tired, and I was like, I'm gonna just go home, go sleep. Yeah.
Have you tried the food from Sonder? I haven't been able to try.
No, I haven't tried the food from Sonder. I think I tried the appetizers,
Yeah.
the wings or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
but-
heard it's fucking good,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
I gotta
They're-
try- I gotta
he's
try
like,
the food.
it's like skewers and shit. Like,
Oh shit.
yeah, bro.
try
I
that
gotta
for
give that
sure.
shit a try, bro. All right. Hardest puncher you fought?
Hardest puncher, some guy named Carlos Ortiz. I was like 10-0, 11-0. I fought him on the undercard of Canelo. I remember hitting me with the jab, and I'm like, damn, this guy like actually hits fucking hard.
Yeah.
And he was 11-0, 11 knockouts. But like early on in your career, when you fight some of those guys, you look at their record, and the guys they're fighting are like 0-4, 0-14. I'm like he's fighting a bunch of guys that like he's supposed to be knocking out. When you have a record like that, you necessarily don't hit the hardest. You're just fighting guys that you should be knocking out. But I remember he punched me, and I'm like, oh dang, like this fool has some heavy hands. Like I need to get my hands up, because like if this guy lets him go, he could probably catch me, probably hurt me. And I was like, oh dang, like this is probably like the only legitimate fighter that like I've actually been hit hard, but like I don't want to get hit by this guy.
What about the best boxer you fought?
Best boxer? I mean, I fought someone tremendous. I fought Rashid Ellis, who gave me my first L. He was very good, very crafty, as in he was a good boxer and good speed. I fought Giovanni, who both of my losses, they were really good fighters. You know, JoJo was also another good fighter. I don't know, to give you like the best one. I don't know.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They're all talented.
All talented fighters. Yeah.
What's a dream fight or a fighter that you want the most?
I mean, I already said it. Ryan
You-
Garcia.
okay.
Any of the world champions, really. To be honest, I want a world champion. I want to become a world champion, because that's always been my biggest dream. And that's really why I started boxing, to become a world champion. So that's what I want. Yeah.
If Ryan Garcia is watching, what's a message you want to give him,
Just
bro?
give him a shot, brother. You know, I've known Ryan since he was a little kid. You know, before even the fame, he was just an amateur fighter, and we'd hang out sometimes. But yeah, this is a sport, and you're a world champion, and something you have what I want.
Dude, no way. You grew up kind of knowing him?
Yeah, I grew kind of knowing him. I mean, in the Southern California scene, when you're winning tournaments and you go to these shows, you go to just basically tournaments, and you keep progressing. You start seeing yourself going to like a national level. You go overseas and you see the same people over and over. You're like, damn, that kid's good. And then Ryan was one of them. So I've talked to Ryan, got to know him. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw his response online. You said, I want Ryan Garcia, and he's like, no, you don't.
I never saw that.
He posted it under Dazen.
Dazen?
Yeah.
He said, no, you don't?
Yeah.
That's funny.
So after boxing, Alexis, when it's all said and done, what do you want people to say about you?
Damn, that's a good question. I don't know. I never thought about like life after boxing. But I want people to be like, I want to be like Alexis. Like he's a tremendous fighter who was a resilient fighter with all the losses, not all the losses, but the losses that he had, he came back stronger. And, you know, I'm still making my story, and I hope to be a world champion, hope to accomplish that. But just someone people could look up to, and someone they could actually like, oh, that's a good role model. I want to look up to the guy, and I want to accomplish what he did. Is
there anything you want to say to Santa Ana boxing community, the world, that you want them to know? Or
just Santa Ana, appreciate everyone always tuning in to my fights, everyone buying tickets and going to my fights. It means the world to me that you guys are spending your hard-earned money to just support someone that came out of your city. You know, I'm gonna continue to keep putting all the sacrifices, all the hard work to making my city proud.
Perfect.
And for the people who don't already follow you, where can they follow you on social media?
Yeah, I have Twitter, I have Instagram at Alexis Rocha 777.
You do TikTok?
No, but I need to get into TikTok.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna start seeing Alexis Rocha with the cameras and
the dances,
the live. Yeah. Well, thank you, Alexis. I appreciate you coming, bro. Fucking blessing the pod, dude. We're fucking stoked to see the more progression, bro.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you, man. Really grateful for you to come on, brother.
No,
thank you, man.
Pleasure's all mine, guys. Appreciate it. Like I mentioned, I don't really do pods, so thank you for having me. It's fun.
We're gonna take this one to the moon, dude.
Que comanda la capital, no se lo pudieron llevar. Los verdes andaban bien bravos de más, me tuve que salir por atrás.